J-Mad is not your everyday lunch partner. He's all the way raw.
How are you going to say Black Lives Matter when the only reason you come out is when cops kill us and we don't come out when we kill ourselves? That's crazy, man.
He's all the way real.
The truth? You can't even handle the truth.
And most of all, he has his priorities right.
I want the Falcons and the Hawks to be my pallbearers at my funeral. That way they can let me down just one last time.
J-Mad gives it to you big.
Holla at your boy. Life after the collar with J-Man, you heard me? We out here on all social media platforms. So if you look good, feel good, and if you smell good, turn it up, get lit, because we are going live. Turn up, get lit, we 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 going live. Where the DJs at, where the Indians at, where them beat-popping girls love pinning it back. If that second line bounce make you do what you want, put a hump in your back, then lift your rump. In the club with a pump, won't fit in the trunk. You better run for it like you Forrest Gump. Back it up on his rock hard bone. Who's taking your baby mama home? I'm here to pump the party for show. Girl, catch the ball or you can rock the boat. Matter of fact, you can do both. Oh, shaking like a dog if you got soap. Meanwhile, go DJ, let them know. Girl, wobbly on the dance floor. Yo, Ricky B, who got that fire? We going live, so get wise. Turn up, get lit, we going live.
That's right. You're listening to your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa. That's right, Alexa can make it do what it do. Y'all, we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to have a really, really great show tonight. Thank y'all so much for tuning in I am so sorry about that. Thank you so much for tuning in to your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Thank y'all so much for that. I'm sorry I had to restart over here on Facebook. Forgive me, I had to restart over here at Facebook. My sister was saying that something was wrong with the camera, so I turned it to the side. I was trying to get the long view where people can, the reading would be on the, I was trying to get a wider angle. So, but we'll work it out. It's all good. We'll work it out. Y'all see I got who I got in the house with me tonight. I had two of them today. I actually had two of them. The middle son, my middle son. Y'all know my older son is in Korea. My older son is in Korea. Shout out to Jay over there in Korea. Jamal just left like maybe about 5 minutes ago. So we've been hanging out. We've been watching movies and things like that. Had food, eat it down in the movie theater, and just enjoying. And I didn't want to start here. Well, I'm gonna go ahead since I'm here now. Shout out to Michelle over here on Spreaker. It did my heart good. Here's why it did my heart good. As the father of 3 young men, I need to adjust that camera. When I get on a break, I'm going to adjust that camera to another angle. To a father of 3 young men, the escalation of how we are handled, and not just men, it's us, the black women are being handled in maybe in smaller numbers, but are treated the same way. They're treated the same way. So I'm this is where my heart is. It is what it is. Let me just be honest with you. It is what it is. And I didn't do a Monday show. I did my Tuesday coffee and conversation, and I watched the news over 2 incidents that happened over the week, over the holidays, over Memorial Day. One brother was killed, and another incident where a white woman thought she was I am the mother of one black son in the Navy. I'm hurting for these people. Yes. Hey Yogi, what's going on with you, dear? And so here's the situation. I'll just say it's back. I thought we had began to make some I thought the country. Let me just be real honest. I thought white folks in with privilege, the privileged white folks, started seeing our story. I remember some years ago, I think I was in the Navy, because I know it was a Navy dude that I was talking to, and it was a white guy, and he could not understand. He could not believe that black people went through this. He could not believe that we are unjustly pulled over. We are, our rights have always been taken advantage of. He did not want to believe that in the year 2000 and above that we're still here. We're still dealing with that. He could not. I mean, he's a real good friend of mine. He's a real good friend of mine. He just could not believe that we struggled. That it's still here. My son has been experiencing racism in the Navy because he was going out for a position and felt like he shouldn't have been getting it. Yes, racism is still in the military. I experienced it my entire 20 years. There are ways to circumvent that in the military. There really are. There are really good ways. You're looking at a gentleman. You're on Facebook. You're looking at somebody that I was Junior Sailor of the Year and Senior Sailor of the Year, and I was Senior Sailor of the Year in Kings Bay, which is a submarine base. So, Aries, what's good with you, love? Kenyatta, what's up with you, dear? But we're gonna talk. That's why I named the show I Can't Breathe. I wanted to do some housekeeping stuff before I got started, but I guess I had dived right in there. Here's what I want. Here's what I need. A lot is changing with life after the collar. A different platform is going to happen. You're going to see some changes. I've been doing lately is trying to find the right software that's going to help me do live video broadcasts. Now, with my live video broadcast, here's what's going to happen. You cannot, on my podcast, and even on Facebook Live, I am going to stop using music for you all. My Spreaker account will still have it. The actual podcast will still have it, but the video stuff on Facebook and social media like that won't have. You probably have a few minutes of dead silence, not unless I'm joking with you all via video. So we're gonna make some adjustments. I am now on. If you get Apple Podcasts, I think that's what it's called, Apple Podcasts. I am now, as of today, a part of Apple Podcasts. We added some more our show to some more directories. We have I have a website that I'm trying to get up. I have to secure the domain name. And I have to secure really put a web page together. I may not do a web page. I may just do an app. I think it'll be easier if I do an app. That way you can instantly get notifications and things like that. So look forward to some changes that we're going to make. Some good changes. This is what I love to do. Honestly, this is what I love to do. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I wouldn't. And for the most part, my bills and stuff are paid. And it is, so I don't, it's not about money. However, com.org.net. I've been blessed with a wonderful gift. Blessed to use it in a wonderful way. And so God is going to, my services, I'm going to give wonderful services so that I can get a wonderful pay. And it is what it is. This is my talent. This is my gift. This is what I love to do. I wouldn't want to do anything else than what I'm doing right now. Radio and television and movies and stage plays and things like that. That's what I love to do. And so you all will see me start doing more of this. I am going to start accepting more speaking engagements. I will start accepting more speaking engagements. So y'all look out for those, and y'all see me on the road somewhere. All right? But we're going to have a great show tonight. I want you all to be completely active on this show. I want you to be active. Darlene, what's going on with you, dear? I want y'all to be active on this show. Deanna, I might need you. I'll talk to you offline on that, but I might need you. Well, Aries said we got to get Spreaker fixed. Well, honestly, I may be leaving Spreaker, or I may be launching from a different platform that will send it to Spreaker. So we're making some adjustments because, like you said, I keep, for whatever reason, it keeps throwing me off of Spreaker, or keep every now and then I can't reach the server. I don't know if it's the time space that I'm in, the time slot that I'm using, but I that's where I am. Erica, what's going on with you? Good to have you on the show. So y'all, let's go ahead and get this party started. We're gonna be talking about the situation with the incident with the police brutality stuff, and that's what we're going to deal with, the whole thing. I just don't want to just land it on the one that just hit, and this weekend and this week. I really want to talk about the full gamut of what we need to do. Smoke Queen, what's going on? Cigar Queen, what's going on with you, dear? Mark Taylor, Taylor, what's up with you, man? Stogie Queen, what's going on with you, dear? It is so good to see you. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how do we get to a place where we're able to get to a new level. I normally don't. During the week, I normally don't play gospel music, but I love gospel music too. So let me check this one right here. What's up, Chuck Taylor? Hey, Chuck Taylor, y'all. Chuck Taylor's in the house tonight. Y'all, thank you so much for you all calling me, texting me, inboxing me, all of this stuff about Friday's show. If you did not go back and watch the show, it was hilarious. Even if you were on air with us, but to go back and watch the show, he and I watched the show together. He called me. He said, "Hey man, did you go back and watch the show yet?" And this was the next day, I think. I was like, "No, I didn't watch it." He was like, "Man, you need to go back and watch it." So I ended up going back and watching it. Man, that show, Friday's show, was hilarious. And that is going to also be another part of that's going to be another part of the show. Hey, Jackie, dear. That's going to be another part of the change that we make with Life After the Collar. We're going to have more guests on the show. We're going to have more people come into the studio, or I might go out to different places. This is outside of Life After the Collar Presents. Life After the Collar Presents conversation. This is totally different, but I really enjoyed what happened Friday. and more people saying, that's a good platform to be on. So we're gonna do that. Let's play this song and then we're gonna get into this thing. All right, holla at your boy. It's all good. It's all gravy.
Might as well put your hands together. Got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. 'Cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war. Put them together. I got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. 'Cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war. I bleed the blood. There's power in the blood. Healing in the blood. Power in the blood. I've been in the storm and the rain, but the blood still stays the same. Whatever's going wrong, my war clothes are on. I might be in a daze, but you can't have my praise. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. 'Cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war. You can't have my family. You can't have my increase. You can't have my breakthrough. You can't have my, you can't have my, you can't, I plead. There's power in the blood. It's a prayer of protection. It's a prayer of provision. This means there's power in your praise. Prayer changes things. You can't take this lying down. Said this means. Five, six, seven, eight.
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Jackie and Philly, y'all finna stop that foolishness there. Y'all finna stop that. If you on Facebook Live, you see what they do. But let's go ahead and get started with this today. And I know they said something is wrong with the sound on Spreaker again. I am going to break down at the first of the month and go ahead and make a transition over to I'll tell you the name of it later. I was gonna put it out now, but I'm still working on the page, so I don't want y'all going over to the page looking and seeing, trying to find out where I'm at. But I did start the page already, so there are some changes that's going to be made to Life After the Collar. If anybody out there that does that does banners, computer banners for shows, or you know how y'all make the little, like the banner I have for the show. If anybody out there that that makes those banners, I need a new one made. So holla at me. Let's go ahead and talk about what I need to talk about, because I'm in a place. I'm really in a place where I am so upset with so many people dealing with this situation. I'm so upset with so many different people dealing with this situation. There are a couple of people that and even beyond that, I was sitting looking at other videos of being mishandled, our people being mishandled, and the arrogance of these cops. The arrogance of these black cops is what's these cops is what's getting me. Kirsten's business does banners. Okay. You officially back on duty as my administrator. You're officially on duty back as my administrator. Deanna. I'm gonna talk to you offline. Y'all remember last year before last, I think it was. Deanna used to be my administrator, but she decided she didn't want. Let me stop. The way they treated George Floyd. Hey, Jakarta, good to have you on the show. The way they treated George Floyd. I have no words. I really have no words for it. And I'm upset with a lot of different people. With this type of incident. That is nothing new. This incident on how the cops mishandle us, and not just the cops, the lawyers, the judges, all of them are in one bucket. I remember I suggested about a year ago, I suggested that we all start going to the court system. We go to the courts and sit in the courtroom. And when we sit in the courtroom, we listen to and we start taking note of how similar charges are treated differently because of the color of the skin, the ethnicity of a person. The leniency of a judge to a white. I sat in there. I had to go check on someone some years ago, about 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago now. I had to go, and I sat in the courtroom, and I was amazed. I was amazed at how these judges Jakarta is right on point. We need to get together when all is clear. No, we need to get together now. And you right where I'm going tonight. You right where I'm going tonight, and I need to be right there. We need to get together. So I remember I went. I had a speeding ticket. Earlier, was it earlier this year? Late last year, somewhere like right in there. in this small town. When I went to court, you had all kind of cases in front of the judge and stuff like that. And this white guy had jumped bail. And it was for drugs and things like that. And the white guy got in front of the judge. Judge, you know, Your Honor, you know, I understand what I did wrong, and I'm sorry, but I gotta be home for Thanksgiving. Yeah, matter of fact, it was at the end of the year, maybe about a week or two before Thanksgiving. And he begged the judge to let him back home, out of jail. Let him out of jail because he was already in jail. To allow him to do his time, but he said, I gotta be, and he just looking at the judge, and he had jumped bail, and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, and all of this other stuff. And the judge eventually said, we're going to do this. You're going to stay in jail until noon Thanksgiving Day. And at noon Thanksgiving Day, you can get out. How in the world? I'm sitting there confused. How in the world can you tell the judge that you got to be home by Thanksgiving so I can spend it with my kids? No, Your Honor, I can't be. And the judge had already put down what, you know, the time slot, and the attorney, I don't know what, the prosecutor had already suggested the time. And matter of fact, his parole officer was there. And the parole officer had gave him a harder sentence. And the judge let him out. I'm sitting there confused. And I'm watching the black folks, and he giving them the business. He is giving them the business. And I'm sitting there looking like, Lord have mercy, I'm just going to get up and do my thing. Y'all see Sammy back there clowning? He's back there giving him the business. He's giving us the business. So I said, Your Honor, what? Yeah, I was wrong. I didn't know this was the situation. Explain the situation. Well, what do I need to do? Because I'm not going to sit here and have this long conversation with this dude. You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Y'all, we're also on Apple Podcasts now. So if y'all want to check us out on Apple Podcasts, we are out there now. So y'all check that out as well. So the double standard, and I think that's Michelle was just saying, the double standard. The way the double standard is when it comes to blacks, whites, or when it comes to whites versus other ethnic groups. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how officers can feel threatened by black men, unarmed black men, handcuffed black men. And if I'm mistaken, I had to go. I know what I see on this thing with George Floyd. When it looked to me that not only is this man's knee is in his neck, but the officer has his hands in his freaking pocket. So one group of people that I'm mad at, I'm upset with, I cannot stand right now, it's the police force, the lawyers, judge. I put the law enforcement industry. I'm in a place where I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell my son. If you tell your son not to resist, if you tell your son, keep your hands up, don't fight back, it does not work. That part does not work anymore. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. I know I'm on air, and this stuff can maybe one day come back and bite me, but it is what it is. I'm literally at a place now where I say this. If I'm going to go, or if one of my brothers and or sisters is going to die behind some foolishness like that, I'm taking somebody else with me. I know mama don't want to hear that. I know mama, my mother, my brothers and my sisters don't want to hear that, but I am so serious. I was sitting there watching the video, and y'all know me, I open carry. Well, sometimes I open carry, sometimes I'm concealed. And I literally wished I was there, because I would have pulled my weapon and made a citizen's arrest. Now, I do understand that once I pulled my weapon, it was going to escalate. But I believe that I would have at least saved his life. He would have got up off of him. He would have definitely got up off of him. And I would have made a citizen arrest. Now, you're right. I hear all of you. I hear y'all heads ticking. But they would have came at you. You're right. Let me tell y'all about Jason. Now, I ain't even gonna use J-Man. Let me tell y'all about Jason Madison. I am not afraid to die. I don't have any fear of dying, because I know I'm right with God. I don't have fear of dying. I don't. I know people. I know my son's mothers don't want to hear that. I know my mom don't want to hear that. I know my brothers and my sisters don't want to hear that. I know you all don't want to hear that. But I am literally not afraid to die. And I gladly give my life to protect somebody else. And I am so serious. You don't believe me? Ask my goddaughter's mothers. Ask my goddaughter's mothers. Matter of fact, ask my sisters. You mess with my nieces or my goddaughters, I promise you, I'm coming for you. That's ungodly. Okay. You read the Bible one way, I read it another. Gina is on tonight. Gina, if I'm lying, let everybody know I'm lying. But if I'm telling the truth, tell them I am there. So that's one group of people that I am upset with. The law enforcement industry. But I want to go more specific to the law enforcement. Well, I want to go to all of those, not just in general. I don't want to just that industry, yes, in general. But there is a group of people in that industry that I absolutely do not understand. And I scratch my head at you all. I literally scratch my head at you all. No, it is not the white folks. White folks have been that way since slavery days. These laws and how they treat us has been this way forever. This is how they're treating us is not new. First of all, understand how they are treating us is not new. It was undercover, or because cameras weren't readily available all the time like they are now, and now we're catching this stuff on film. what they've been doing for decades and decades and decades is the exact same thing that they're doing now. White folks hadn't changed. The white law officers have not changed. The white lawyers have not changed. The white judges have not changed. But let me tell you what has changed. The change happened when we started getting black cops and black lawyers and black judges on the court, and y'all won't speak up. I do not like the fact that black cops, black lawyers, and black judges do not speak up and call their fellow peers, call them to the rug, call them out, and say they are doing wrong. I don't understand that. You're sitting there if you don't say anything about it, you are part of the problem. That's how I see it, whether you like it or not. I have a lot of friends that are cops, female and male. I have black lawyer friends. I even have black judges that I know that are friends. But that group, the black cops, the black lawyers, and the black judges, y'all are not speaking out. We don't see you on TV speaking out against it. Matter of fact, you remember when that white lady went in, that white cop, female cop, went into that boy, that man's house and killed him in his own apartment, talking about, oh, I thought that was my apartment. The black female judge walked up to the lady and hugged her. I guarantee you she did not walk up to not one black other defendant that was guilty. I guarantee you she didn't. Oh, y'all know I'm on a rampage, so y'all gonna be quiet today, huh? Y'all don't want none of this smoke. Y'all don't want none of this smoke. Here's the thing. I need more black cops to call them out. No, it's even deeper than that, Aries. Aries says some of the black cops are bad. It's deeper than, yes, they are bad. But it's deeper than that. They are sellouts too. Here's how I know. Y'all heard the story of when I went to jail. Y'all heard the story, and it's a funny story, and you got to hear it one day. I may revisit it one day. But the black people that was running the jail, the black people that was running the jail, the correctional officers, the CCs, the COs, and the nurses and things like that, they and even the administrators, the people that process you in. When I say the hate, I understand the because you see it all the time. The purpose of jail is to rehabilitate or to get them off the street, but not to treat them like animals. I was in for something that I had absolutely nothing. I did absolutely nothing wrong. I did absolutely nothing wrong. Found myself in jail, and they treated me like an animal. Even in a position of, even the uniform that they gave me was ripped from the crotch down to the ankle. And the only thing that was holding the ankle together was there was a band. The little part, the end of the pant leg with the folded up, stitched together. That was the only thing. But I had a slit, and I told them, I said, look, do I get some more? Can I get another? Oh, you'll be all right. But then the day of the court, and this is Clayton County. I'll call them out. This is Clayton County. The day of the court, when they came in to get me, to take me to court, I was walking door, and they stopped me. I was at the place where I had to sign some papers or whatever to go into and they shackle you down like I'm a hard criminal. They looked at me and said, "Man, don't take him in there like that. That judge will be all on top of your head for having." And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all didn't want to treat me right before. Ain't no need of treating me right now. Ain't no need of treating me right now. And these are black officers. These are black correctional officers. Yes, we are all jacked up. Our community need to do better. Yes, I agree with that. But you better believe a lot of stuff that we do in the black community, white folks do too. I couldn't, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I couldn't be a cop. Because if I was a cop, real talk, I'm just being real right now, I wouldn't pull black people over. Because we got enough people out there pulling black people over. So I'm going to let y'all do that. I'm not pulling black people over. Unless you're doing something real stupid. And then, once I see you doing something real stupid, depending on what it is, I'm going to give you a warning and tell you to chill out. Now go on about your business. They're going to ask me what happened. I de-escalated the issue. A white person, and y'all can call me wrong. I'm human. Let me put that out. I'm human. Some are so nasty. I deal with them on another level, and they are still nasty. We have the worst. Yeah, I'm telling you. I forgot who that was. I think that was Jakarta. I think that's who it was. I don't know who that was earlier that said, we need to come together. I keep saying over and over and over and over and over again, the problem with our community is because, well, one of the reasons is because as the black community, we don't know how to come together. And so now we're out here fighting these fights on our own or in pockets. We're fighting these things in pockets. That group, because some of the black people will show up in the community to protest. The other black folks have said, no, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, we got them folks out there. I literally considered today, if I hadn't had my sons, I probably would have done it. I wanted to handcuff myself and just lay in front of a jailhouse and just say I can't breathe. And if I really could get a group of people together, black and white, and have all the blacks in handcuffs laying on their stomach, and white people kneeling behind them, not on them, but behind them, and have a sign that's in front of the black person that says, I can't breathe, and then having a sign around the white person that says, I don't care. That's honestly where I am right now. And I know we're protesting and all of this other stuff. I know, and protesting is what it is. But until we have another avenue, we have to go with the protesting thing. I'm tired of talking. I want to create our own police force so that when the word goes out that this is going down, now the security people show up. That's carrying. That's what we need. We need our own police force. I'm going to be honest with you. We need our own police force that's going to police the police. Y'all know how I am. Yeah, I'll get in it. Yeah, Deanna. I can see it all day. I really wanted to do that. If we could get a whole bunch of black people and a whole bunch of, friendly white people that understand our cause, that is willing to do that, I would love to see that happen. I'm tired. Look. The prayer thing is over with. For me, praying is over with for me. I've already made my prayer request known. Now, God, guide my footsteps. That's simple. I prayed to you, God. Now, guide my foot. If y'all know me, I everywhere I go, I have my weapon on me. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. But you best believe I got it somewhere real close. And if more of us start carrying, I guarantee you, some of this stuff, protest, right, bombard their office with letters and vote. I vote, but I'm gonna put it this way: I'm done with voting too. I'm done with the idea that voting is gonna change things. We thought that when we put Barack in office, we thought it was gonna change. The only thing Barack did was became the first black president. That's the only thing he did for the black community. Became the first black president. Barack didn't do anything for our community. He's just like the rest of the other politicians that's in office. They're not doing anything. Now this new group of people that's in, they are doing stuff, but the presidency is making it easy for them. The 45 is making them easy to speak out more. If we didn't have this type of president in office, wouldn't nothing change? I don't care what nobody. You can say what you want, and this is my podcast, so I can say it how I want to say it. Wouldn't nothing happen? Wouldn't nothing change? $45 is making it easy. 45 is making it easy for the politicians that's up in D.C. to buck the system. Eric says we don't demand anything. Jackie says we need some more MLKs and Malcolm X in our community. Where are the voices? Where are the voices for our community? When Malcolm, you right, Jackie. When Malcolm was around and when Martin was around, the government was scared of the black community because we had a voice. Right now, we don't have a voice. I tell y'all all the time, I'm upset with Condoleezza Rice. I'm upset with Colin Powell. People like that who are influential in the Republican Party are not speaking out. They're not opening their mouths. I am surprised that Barack said anything, but the only reason Barack opened his mouth recently is because it's an election season. And he's going to start campaigning for Biden. And he said what he said to provoke 45. Other than that, Barack wouldn't have said anything. I don't care what they say. As a president, you're not supposed to speak on the new president. As a former president, you're not supposed to speak against the new president. Not even that. Forget what 45 is doing. Where is Barack now? When it was happening when he was in office, he did come on and said, I felt like that's my son. That could have been, if I had a son, that would have been him. Okay, where are you now, Obama? Why aren't you leading right now? You have the respect of so many black people, but your mouth is closed. He can galvanize all these black communities together. He himself. But he is quiet, or he may go to a fundraiser or go to a conference that none of us heard about. That the conference, whenever Barack is in town, you don't know he's in town until it's on the news now. But when Michelle was doing her book, everybody knew that she was in town. There was advertised weeks and months and dang near a year that she was headed. But they were selling then. She was selling her book then. Y'all don't like me. I understand. Y'all, because I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all man. I'm talking about y'all dude. I understand. I get you. I understand. If I was in y'all shoes, I'd be mad at me too. I'm truly not a fan of Obama. Thank God that we finally got a black president, and thank God it showed a lot. But it did absolutely nothing. It showed that we've come a long way, but we have not come a long way. The fact that you still got to vote on whether black people can vote or not is damn near crazy to me. That is stupid to me. Which tells you all, watch this. This is the 15th, 16th, 17th Amendment, which is really, when you study the 15th, 16th, 17th Amendment to the Constitution, that's for black people. But none of it, 15, 16, and 17 amendments is never reinforced or enforced. Because they have other laws that supersede them. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. When are we gonna decide, black community? Look, my white friends, I love y'all to life. I have a lot of white friends. It is what it is. Growing up, my best friend was white. It's going to take more than one black man to change this nation. Million Man March needs to happen again. No, I agree with that. The problem is, it's not that it's going to take that one man would do it. The only thing we need is to have a voice. Martin Luther King was a voice. It took more than Martin Luther King. Malcolm X was a voice. It took more than Malcolm X. But they were our voices. We do not, and the government knew Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and there were some more people that when they spoke, we listened, and the government was forced to listen. Because now, who is going to the White House? Who is going to the White House now on our behalf? Who's you got you got this dude up there now that's saying that he's for, he's been wrote, the preacher up there, and now he's doing conferences where he's giving out money at his church services, trying to convince black people to vote for Trump. Yeah, it is literally happening. And some of these folks are falling for it. He gave this one lady like $400, and she said 4 more years, Donald Trump. $400 bought her vote. Before she left that church, that money was already spent. I ain't going to tell you what I think she spent it on, but I know what she spent it on. And it took, Jackie, it took that voice to galvanize, to get together the black community. I'm going to tell y'all who I think is a real good guy to do it. Y'all may not like me when I say it, but I really do think that he can be a forerunner for our cause, and he can galvanize a lot of people. I think T.I. is a really good dude. Now he's gonna have to come off of he's gonna have to come off of that reality show stuff. But I think T.I. and Common are two great preachers. I mean, not preachers. Voices that would be great for our community. This goes so much deeper, Aries says, than Trump and Obama. We as a community don't respect each other. We have a major issues on the bottom level that needs to take place. Here's the problem. Yes, I 100% agree with you. So when I say T.I. and Common, I think that they would do great at just that. I think those are guys that will be great at galvanizing and being a voice within the community and spearheading different movements within our community. Now we're going to have to get somebody. Where is the black preacher that once speak? It usually was the religious leaders that spoke for our communities. It usually was our religious leaders. I don't know of any religious leaders right now that is able to speak for us. And okay, you listen to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. We got my son is in the studio with me tonight, so y'all hear him in the background. He's just having a good time. He's over there. He's been over there to the turntables DJing. He's been over to the desktop doing different things. He's been up and down out of the chair, so he's hanging out with me tonight. Yes, we need leaders that live in our community to speak on our behalf. That part right there. Until we get leaders in our community, and I charge myself because I should be one that's out there doing something.